You've dated enough selfish, toxic guys to appreciate when you found a good one. He's cute, he's sweet, he's sensitive, he's honest. He'll do anything for you. But no matter what he does, you're just not feeling it. And it kills you. You know you deserve a nice guy, but you also know this isn't the one. What do you do? How long do you give it? What do you say? On this Love You podcast, you're going to learn the art of breaking up. Stick around. I'm Evan Mark Katz, dating coach for smart, strong, successful women and your personal trainer for love. Welcome to the Love You podcast. Keep listening to learn why you should break up with the nice guy that you don't want to marry. When we're done, I'll let you know how you could apply to Love You to create a passionate relationship that makes you feel safe, heard, and understood. So this episode is going to be in the form of a story. We're not going to do a list per se. And this is an important story. It's a client I've worked with on and off for I think 7 or 8 years. And again, that doesn't always speak well of me if I say I've got clients coming back to me, but I'd like to think it means that there's a level of trust. And this is a special client named Renata. She's in her 40s, and she is very close to her family, very much wants a family herself, and she's putting a lot of pressure on herself to get things right. Now, again, this story doesn't change if you don't want kids. It's the same story of dating a nice guy, so don't tune out. So Renata's with me for a year in Love You, and she's largely broken her bad man habit, choosing handsome, charming liars and cheaters, which is her forte. Now she's got a handful of really, really devoted men. She's an extremely attractive woman, so she's got legions of men wanting to do whatever she wants, and they're really after her and putting it on the line. So the one I want to refer to today is after she kicks her bad man habit, she's sifting through a bunch of guys, and there's this one guy who she's seeing for about 6 months during the pandemic. So unusual circumstances, and this guy, what a sweetheart. He drives 90 minutes to see her each way once a week. They don't even kiss, I think, for the most part. They definitely didn't have sex, but they didn't kiss during the pandemic because she is very cautious. She would only see him outside in the backyard. Her parents were immunocompromised, so she didn't want to take any chances. And so here's this woman who's kind of keeping this guy at arm's length, but is charmed by the great lengths he's going to win her over. So basically, we've got a guy who's like a saint, right? Driving back and forth, right? Doing all the work to not get any physical action, to not even get the title of a boyfriend. And at any point in the past year, Renata could have made this guy her boyfriend, but she was keeping her options open, seeing other guys, seeing if some better option emerged. So at one point in her journey, Renata's got 3 guys who all want to be her boyfriend. One of the guys lives cross country. I put the kibosh on that one. The other one was younger, right? And she's again mid-40s, and he was, mid-30s, and he wasn't sure he was ready to start a family yet. Put the kibosh on that one. And the last guy was the one I'm mentioning, this devoted guy who's been hanging around while she's keeping her options open. And Renata said that by default, this guy is the last man standing. He should be her boyfriend. And if he's her boyfriend, well then, if she's in her mid-40s and wants kids, then he should probably be the husband and the father of her children. And I also put the kibosh on this one. I also said no. Not that I have the power to say no, but my vote was no. So Renata was shocked. Wasn't all of my coaching to tell women to choose nice guys, safe guys, sweet guys? No, that's not the lesson to be taken here, right? And it's a piece of the lesson, but it's not the whole lesson. So if I'm trying to nudge women into choosing men who treat her better, she has a guy who's treating her better, isn't that confusing? How could I tell her to pass this guy up? Well, the most important thing is how Renata feels, right? It's not the guy on paper. How does she feel? And it was clear to me from listening to her that she didn't want to be with him. She didn't want him as a boyfriend, a husband, or the father of her children. You don't marry a guy just because he's there and because he likes you and he's willing to put in the effort. The guy you marry has to be pretty much your favorite person in the world. And your favorite person in the world doesn't have to be the tallest, cutest, richest, smartest guy, but it is the person who lights you up inside, who allows you to be your best self. Right? And the truth is, if this was her guy, Renata already would have made him her boyfriend. The fact that she didn't means that she's been looking for someone better the entire time, waiting for something better to happen. This was her safety school. She didn't want to go to her safety school. And by the way, there's no judgment on any of these people, right? This is the definition of dating. Everybody is looking for the next best thing. And if you don't feel like you're getting it, you're settling. And so why would I want my client Renata, who desperately wants to have a family, to settle? I'm her advocate. I've got to give voice to the thing that's in her head where she doesn't trust her own judgment. So she turned this into like this false binary choice. Well, if I'm not dating the long distance guy and I'm not dating the younger guy, well, then I guess I have to date this guy. No. That would be settling. And I know she was in a panic. Right? And you may be in a panic because maybe you want to have kids. But don't you think it's worse to be trapped in a marriage to a guy that you never really wanted to be with? That sounds to me like a living hell. So there's this school of thought that there's like only two types of men out there. And I'm confronted with this all the time. And forgive me if you've heard me say this before. And forgive me if you're listening to the audio podcast where you can't see me gesticulating. But there's the attractive guy who's bad for you. That's one part of the Venn diagram. And there's the guy who's good for you that you're not into. Right? And never the twain shall meet. There's only toxic narcissists and boring nice guys. And we divide the world into those two categories as if that's it. And it's not. I would never advocate that anybody could be happy dating either of those guys. The answer to all your problems is what's right in between those two things, that narrow point where those two circles overlap. And if you haven't found that yet, right, the nice guy with edge, right, the nice guy with balls, the sweet guy who treats you well, who also has a backbone and opinions you respect, if you haven't found that yet, keep going. He exists. It's worth the search. Anything less is settling. And this is what we do in Love You. This is all we do in our coaching calls. I hold your hand through this process so you never again get stuck with selfish, abusive guys, and you never again find yourself in a position that you think you're settling for less. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you in Love You. My name's Evan Mark Katz. Thanks for tuning into the Love You podcast. For more episodes like this on YouTube, click on the subscribe button, ring the bell, and choose all to ensure you get notified when new content comes out. If you're listening to the audio podcast, please share an honest review on Apple. More reviews equals more awareness of the Love You podcast and more love in the world. And if you want to have an easy relationship that makes you feel safe, heard, and understood, look for the link below or go to www.evanmarkkatz.com to watch my free video about how to gain confidence, attract quality men, and fix your broken man picker. When you're done, you could apply to Love You to join hundreds of other smart, strong, successful women from around the world in a coaching community where women like you actually get the unconditional love that you deserve. I'll see you there. Bye-bye.